It's my birthday month. It's my birthday month. So I'm gonna read what I want. I'm gonna read what I want. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Nakia. Welcome to my channel. This is my birthday month. Yes, I'm a Cancer for those who are curious. So, in tradition, and I feel like a lot of other booktubers like to do this too, because who wants to read books that you're not going to enjoy during your birthday month? I mean, for me, it's a whole month, but I always try to pick books that I think I'm going to enjoy. So this is kind of like a 4 and 5 star predictions video, I guess. One, I'm not quite sure, but we're just going to call it that. We're going to go with that. You know, TBRs are just quick and simple. So let's just get right into what I plan to read this month. Okay, first up, this one will come as no surprise because I've mentioned this in a couple videos. It's part of a series. I've already read books 1 and 2, new favorite series. So I had already said I was going to be reading book 3 during my birthday month. And I'm speaking of Helldivers 3 Deliverance. I'm so excited to finally be able to get to this book. Yeah, I can't really say much because, as I said, it's part of a series. But what I can say is this series takes place in a fictional future world after World War III has occurred, and there's nuclear fallout and all kind of stuff, and the last of humanity are up in the air in these airships, but the ships can't last forever, so we have teams of hell divers who go down to the surface to get parts and things to keep the ships running. They're also looking for other things which come into play more in book 2. So I don't want to get into that, spoilers. But yeah, so we're going to be continuing that with book 3. And as I said, something happened in book 2 to kind of like change things. And I mentioned in a previous video that we have a Captain Ash, who is running this airship that we are mainly following right now. I forget the name of it. I will put it here on the screen if I want to. But he is a tyrant, and his reign of terror continues in this book. He is taking no prisoners. He is here for no mess. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Also, there's a mystery that we left off on in book 1, and that will hopefully be solved in book 3. But we do know that some of them are on a mission for this mystery. So I can't wait. And I will also be using the audiobook for this because I've mentioned this before. But the audiobook narrator for this, R.C. Bray, amazing. Highly recommend the audiobook. Either just do the audiobook or do the audiobook with the physical book, but you must experience the audiobook, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. Okay, this next one I've also talked about because I said that I'm trying to catch up on all my Riley Sager books that I have not read. This one has been on my radar for a while, but because I'm getting ready for his new book, The House Across the Lake, I am finally going to read this one, and I'm speaking of The Last Time I Lied. And I was also kind of waiting for this for like summertime because I do know this takes place at a summer camp. So I figured what better time, but it was also kind of like a toss of the coin, flip of the coin, whether I read this or Final Girls this month. And a little bit of a spoiler, but I'm glad I got this one this month. As far as I know, what is this child's name? We are following this young lady named Emma who was at a summer camp when she was a teenager, and last thing she remembers, she's there with some friends, or she's sharing a room with some friends. I'm not fully sure. But something terrible happens and some of the friends disappear or get murdered or something like that. And the last thing she saw of these friends was one of them was leaving the cabin and shushed her. And that was it. So then we fast forward to her being an adult. She's now working at an art gallery or something. And some woman comes in and asks her to come work at that same summer camp as an art counselor. So she goes back to the camp and things start to surface and memories are being brought up. And we have to figure out what happened back then and if things are going on now and what's up with this camp. I don't know why she would go back. I wouldn't go back. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to read it to find out. I know a lot of you love it. I hope I do too. Can't take much to top Final Girl, so I'm sure I will enjoy it. This is the one where I said I'm not sure if it's going to be 4 or 5 stars because I don't know. I predict it'll probably be a 3, 3.5. I hope I'm wrong and it's a 4. 5 would be great. I don't see it topping Lock Every Door, but we shall see. So, book number 2. Okay, this next one is on my Kindle because it is part of Kindle Unlimited. I will link it below. But I heard about this book from Rachel at the Shades of Orange. It's her YouTube channel. And I was like, I must read this. I am speaking of The Fall of the House of Crane by Cindy Wingett. I hope that's how you say it, or Wingett. I don't know. I will have to see. But this is a Haunting of Hill House retelling, but a little more current. So I am intrigued. In case you don't know, I was not as crazy about Haunting of Hill House. I said it was very cozy, atmospheric, but it was quite boring. So hopefully this one will be more entertaining. I've already read a sample and I was already into it. It has the gothic vibes, which I love. We're dealing with paranormal. So these are my favorite things with horror books. I mean, if you don't know about The Haunting of Hill House, it's about a group of people who go to a house to see if it's haunted. And the team is led by Dr. Montague, which we also have Dr. Montague in this book. And as far as I know, in this one, his ex-wife is a medium. And so, of course, strange things are going to happen in this house, and they're there to record it and report back and whatnot. That's all I know. All I needed to know was gothic and retelling of Haunting of Hill House. And I was like, we're there. So I can't wait to get cozy and put on my spooky atmosphere, and I put on my little horror music and everything. Can't wait. And last but not least, I'm disappointed because I wanted to have this book here in time for this video. It's on the way to me from the library. When I went to pick up my books yesterday, I was like, I have one more. Is it here? He's like, no. But anyway, this one will probably be surprising to a lot of you. Well, probably not because you saw it in the thumbnail, but I'm speaking of Jade City by Fonda Lee. I, of course, have heard about this book because it's been going around. It's quite popular in the fantasy books world. And I don't know, I wasn't interested, but because of what I went through with my April TBR, with my daughter picking books for me, if you haven't seen that video, I will link it here. I was quite pleasantly surprised, which is where Helldivers came from, as a matter of fact. She opened my eyes to some new genres and things that I didn't know was possible. So I've been looking at more things recently and being like, you know what, let me look at a sample, you know, just because I think I won't be interested, let me see. And I read a sample of this one and I was like, all right, Fonda Lee, you got me. I'm interested. So from what I do know about this book, which is not a lot, this is an urban fantasy, which is my thing. I don't think I like high fantasy. Urban fantasies grounded in the real world, that's what we like. And so this one is an urban fantasy where in this world, Jade has magical powers. It gives people special abilities, things like that. I believe. Don't come for me if you read this book. I'm doing the best I can. I do know we're also following this family, and they are like in charge of commerce and things like that in this world. And they also have a rival. And I believe people have said there's like martial arts in this. I don't even know, but I'm looking forward to some action scenes, and it starts off action packed. So from what I read, so that's all I know. Rivals, Jade, magic, some action. So I'm looking forward to it. I predict 4 or 5 stars for this one for sure. So ladies and gentlemen, for the end, I only have my 2 here, but yeah, the other ones you already know. But I am looking forward to my books for this month, for my birthday month. I hope it goes well, and no DNFs, because that's mainly what I want. I don't enjoy DNFing. And contrary to popular belief, I think I've said this before, but I really try to push through, and then I'll be like, why are you trying to push through? Just put it aside. There are too many other books out there to suffer. So I'm not going to do it, and especially not during my birthday month. I don't have backup plans as of right now. I never really do. I just start browsing on my Kindle and whatnot and seeing what else I have lined up. So anyway, feel free to let me know below if you have any thoughts on these books, if you're surprised that I'm reading any of these, or if you're excited that I'm reading some of these. I would love to know, because I know that my audience started off on this channel with horror and thriller mystery folks, but I am branching out and reading more fantasy and sci-fi. So I'm always curious to know how many of you also are into the fantasy and sci-fi books that I'm reading, and you know, all that good stuff. And if you don't have a comment, you can leave me some kind of green emoji for Jade City, because that's the one I'm probably most excited about, most curious about. So yeah, I don't know if there's probably not a green Jade, but any kind of green emoji, we'll take it. And as always, ways you can support my channel are linked below. You can donate towards coffee, ebooks, all that good stuff. And I think that is it for this video. So until next time, snuggle up in your hideaway with a good book like some of these. Unplug as much as possible. Be kind to all kind. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.